Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our online reading class. My name is Elise, an English lecturer at Language Institute, Ban Lang University. Today, we'll continue our reading lesson with note, table, flowchart completion task type. At the end of this video, you will be able to recognize the question type, note, table, and flowchart completion, and discuss reading strategies for this task type, and finally, apply these strategies in the reading exercises. For the content, we will start the lesson with some basic information about the note, table, and flowchart type in IELTS reading. Then, we'll quickly review the most important skills for this task type. I will then tell you strategies or how to do this type of question. Finally, we will practice the task step by step. Firstly, let's see what note, table, flowchart completion is like. Here is an example of this task type of IELTS reading skill, the table and flowchart completion. As you can see, on your left is a table to complete the answers. On your right is a flowchart. Both tasks ask you to choose no more than 2 words in each gap from the reading passage to write. Especially for flowchart completion tasks, the answers always appear in the same order with the information in the reading passage. Now, I have an exercise to test your understanding of this question type. Let's choose the correct answer in 5 seconds. Now, let's review some important reading skills which will support you in the IELTS reading task type with note, table, and flowchart completion. To complete this task type, you need to practice scanning skills. Scanning is a reading skill that helps you search the text for keywords or synonyms and read the text around it. Here are 3 simple steps to practice scanning. Firstly, find keywords in the questions. Secondly, think of their synonyms or paraphrases. They are other words or phrases that mean the same thing or have a similar meaning. Thirdly, go to the passage and scan for the keywords, synonyms, and paraphrases. For more information on scanning skill, please see the video above. And here is an exercise for IELTS reading task type, table completion, for you to practice scanning reading skills. Well, let's move on to strategies of note, table, and flowchart completion. To handle this task efficiently, you can follow these steps. Step 1. Read the task instructions and notice the word limit. Make sure you understand the number of words or numbers you need to complete. Step 2 is skimming the note, table, or flowchart to understand how information is arranged and what is asked. When you're reading something and you want to understand it quickly, you can use a technique called skimming. This means you quickly look over the text to get a general sense of what it's about. Step 3. Guess the type of information or word forms of missing words. Types of information could be names, phone numbers, or similar types, while word forms could be nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Please note that keywords could not be prepositions like in, on, or at. Step 4, you must find out keywords and think of their synonyms or paraphrases so that you will scan the information using them. The next is step 5. Scan the passage with keywords, synonyms, and paraphrases to find the part that has the keywords on them. In Step 6, you must read carefully and find the missing words based on the keywords and synonyms or paraphrases. Let's move to Step 7. Check your answer's spelling and word limit. The final one is Step 8. Repeat Step 4 to Step 7 for the remaining questions. Next is the practice section for you to apply the strategies and do the reading tasks effectively. Now, let's read this reading test. You can pause the video to read before we practice. Now, let's see how I apply the strategies to the test step by step. 1. Read the task instructions carefully and notice the word limit. As the instruction tells, you can write no more than 2 words in each gap. Step 2. Let's skim the table to understand how information is arranged and what is asked. The information is arranged in a table in 3 columns: part, description, and uses. Each row is a different part. The table asks questions about the uses of these parts. Let's consider some questions you can ask yourself to find answers. These questions are similar to what are the building materials used for? For the first question, we continue with Step 3. Guess the type of information and word form of the word in each gap, like nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs of missing words. Let's look at the table again. Can you guess what word form we need here? Word forms could be nouns, verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. The missing word for number 1 is a noun because the table requires a description of the uses of culms. And it answers the question, what are the building materials for? Let's move on to Step 4. Identify keywords and think about synonyms, paraphrases, and antonyms. By underlining keywords, I mean focusing on the most important words that you may find in the reading passage. It can be a number, a name, a noun, a verb, or an adjective. And it cannot be an article like a and the, or a preposition, because they can be found everywhere in the passage. Please pause the video for 5 minutes to find the keywords by yourself. All right, here are the keywords of the table. The underlined keywords for the column's label and the first line are done for you. Now, let's think about some of the possible synonyms or paraphrases. For example, the description might tell you how something is recognized. Building materials can be related to constructing something. We move on to Step 5. Scan the text to find the part that has keywords and synonyms or paraphrases. Look at question 1. Here are the keywords that you underlined in the last step. I found these keywords and some of their synonyms or paraphrases in paragraph 2 of the reading passage. Once you find out the keywords, synonyms, or antonyms in the text, please remember the word forms and word limit you need to follow. Then you will decide the correct answer to complete the table. According to the instruction, no more than 2 words. This means you can choose either 1 word or 2 words from the passage, and the answer might be a noun after. For the correct answer is houses. I found that the culms can grow up to 30 meters tall and are specifically used for constructing houses. And it answers the question, what are the building materials for? In Step 1, After finding the suitable word, let's check the grammar and word limit. It is houses, which is not over the limit of no more than 2 words, so it's correct. Please practice by repeating steps 4 to 7 for the remaining questions and fill in the gaps with appropriate words before I show you the answers. Here are the answers for the whole test. I hope this lesson can help you handle this task type better. Here are the strategies for note or table completion task type in IELTS reading. Step 1. Read the instruction carefully and notice the word limit. Step 2. Skim the note, table, or flowchart to understand how information is arranged and what is asked. Step 3. Guess the type of information and word form of the word in each gap. Step 4. Identify keywords and think of their synonyms or paraphrases. Step 5. Scan the text to find the part that has keywords and synonyms or paraphrases. Step 6. Read the part of the text carefully to find the missing words. Step 7. Check your answer spelling and word limit. Step 8. Repeat steps 3 to 7 for the remaining questions. That is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for your attention. See you again in the next lesson.